they're gonna hate you for no reason, you know, because they don't really know the person, you know. So you can attack the artist as many times you want, but I know who I am as a person, and that's never gonna change my perspective of who I am, you know. So I'm cool that if they hate J Balvin sometimes, because I'm happy that they don't know Jose, because Jose is untouchable.
How you doing, man?
Great, man. I'm grateful.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
You just came back from New York, yeah? How was it?
Yeah, amazing. I love New York, man.
Yeah.
I love Medellín, of course. That's my city, but you know, between New York and Medellín, I'm really happy.
I definitely want to know about the new music, want to know about, you know, life as a dad now and what you learned over your 8-month break off of social. But I think before we get into that, I do want to go back to, you know, before we knew you as J Balvin, right? Like when you were coming up as a kid, you were Jose. And you were painting, and you still, you know, to family, right?
Yeah.
And you were, you know, painting houses.
When I left Colombia looking for the American dream, you know, I was looking for the opportunity to find a label and, you know, to do, you know, what I'm doing right now. And, you know, meanwhile, I was looking for that opportunity, have something to do. I mean, I need to work to eat.
Yeah, you gotta eat.
You know, and so I started painting houses. I really suck on it. I'm really bad.
You say you weren't good at it?
I was the worst one. The worst one. You know, I was the one who was getting all the complaints every 2 minutes. Who did this? Who did that? You know, like, it's me, man. It's me again.
Hey, at least you're taking accountability. Like,
oh, no, I have to. You know, I have to. But it was, you know, it was, I understand the different side of like when you're like working illegal, because I was illegal working, you know, because I flew with a tourist visa. You're not allowed to work. But now I'm legal, you know.
No,
So it's good.
say those.
yeah. But shout out to, you know, we're good. So yeah, you know, I was working, you know, illegal, of course, and you know the way they pay you, you know, it's way under the official, you know, hours they pay you, and you basically it's kind of like, it's weird, you know, because it's like you're under their control, because if you don't behave a certain way, they might tell, you know, immigration, be like, you know, this guy's not working, you know, this guy, you know, it's trying like threatening you.
Yeah, so you feeling pressure kind of all around.
It's really, it is, you know, so you got to take care of, you know, at that time it was a thing where even crazy. I don't know right now, because thank God I'm like in the other side now, you know, but you gotta be careful of the police if they're coming, you know, to check your passport, and it was really tough, man. It was really tough, and because I come from a middle class family, you know, I wasn't poor, but I grew up with a lot of poor people, you know, because they taught me a lot, and that's why the reason why I love rap and I love reggaeton so much is because all my friends from the hood, you know, they taught me a lot, and I understood, you know, the hassle that, you know, as Latinos, when you're not an immigrant illegal, you know, they go through. I didn't know until I was there. You see, you know, like people from Costa Rica, from Nicaragua, from Honduras, you know, and I see how hard they work, you know, to take care of their families in their countries. I wasn't doing that to help my family at that time because it was impossible, but it was to feed myself when I was there.
Right, because you probably wasn't any extra money laying around to take care of you too.
Yeah, so I learned a lot, you know, and that makes me feel more, you know, like tolerant about when I see people working in construction and things, when I'm walking around, people are like, yo, Jay, let's have a picture. I'm like, of course, you know, like, because I know what it feels to be in there, you know, and I know, you know, sometimes, you know, it was great people around you when you were painting their houses.
Yeah.
But like, I remember one day that I was painting a house and it was actually Latino, which was weird. It was weird to me that normally as Latinos, when someone is in the house and you're having lunch, you're like, anybody wants lunch, you know? And the fact that I was, you know, I'm from Colombia and they were also from my country, I was just like expecting a little lunch.
You like, I was expecting something.
You know, well, like, you know, I'm like, you know, they might ask me if I want to eat something. And they didn't, man. And I'm like, and since then, you know, when when I grew up more as an artist, and I started, I built my first house and everything. When I have people coming to work, like my first law and my first rule, everybody in the house is like, whoever that comes here have to have the same lunch and the same dinner we have. You know, like we all the same.
Yeah.
Because I understand from that point of view how it feels sometimes when you're,
to be
hustling.
treated differently and not have.
Exactly. So since then, man, every time I go home and every place, I'm like, make sure everybody's okay. I have the blessings, and I want to share it with them because I know how it feels when you don't have them and you want to have a piece of rice, meat.
Yeah, you're hungry. You're working.
You are.
You know what I mean?
So that's really, I learned a lot. Through the moments, and I had like a double life because when I found my first label, which it was also not legal because it was with a tourist visa, but I got signed by a label at the time. So I have like two life in one. Like in the morning I was like painting houses and fixing the rooftop, and at night, this guy, which I had a lot of respect for him, he gave me a lot, but he was like, you gotta be in this movie, man. Like I'm gonna send you these cars, and I'm gonna send you these bodyguards. And I'm like, bodyguards for what? Nobody even know me,
What's the situation?
And I'm gonna send you this car. And like, I can't even afford the fuel for this shit, And so one day he called me like, my boss at that time, he's like, I heard you painting houses. And I was working already with him like 6 months. I thought he was gonna tell me like, quit, I got you.
Yeah.
He's like, you want to paint my kitchen? and I'm like, of course. Of course. I hope you're gonna pay me at least. So I went to the apartment. I painted the kitchen, which is really hard because it's like the oily. It's like oily paint.
Type of paint, yeah.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
I didn't paint the back of the refrigerator because I wasn't happy with my boss at that time.
Yeah. I'm gonna just get this done.
With the thing right there. And I remember like I have to buy another paint can, So he was like, oh, you got take this, try my car. It was a Mercedes. It was the first time in my life that I drove a Mercedes, So I was like, okay.
You being careful.
Yeah, boom. So I went to the store. And I remember a lot of the people in Medellín knew that I left because I was get signed by a label, or that was my dream.
Yeah.
So I pull up in the Mercedes, and then it's like two girls from my university at that time in Colombia, and they saw me on the Mercedes, and they're like, oh, you're doing great. And I'm like, if they only knew I'm
If they only knew,
here,
did they see the paint?
They only knew I came here to, to buy everything for my boss and pay his kitchen. And it was a funny story, but then I had to understand that I had to go back to my country, start from zero, create my fan base straight up from my city, Medellín, and then, make my country take me to another level. And that way, when they asked me about who I am in Colombia, I got the backup from my people.
Right.
And, I took the risk to go back. I was feeling that was a failure, that I was a loser. It was like.
How old were you?
I was like 20.
Okay.
Yeah, 20, 21.
Yeah.
And it was hard, because I was like ashamed, to people be like, oh, how do you do it over there? Like, you're doing great. I'm like, uh-huh.
He's like, but I'm back.
Yeah, I'm back. And then if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here. Sometimes you're like, why this happened to me? Why? And maybe it's not why, it's what for, what life want to teach you.
What can I learn from this?
Yeah, what can I learn from this? And that's how I learned. Like, you wanted to hustle, you got to hustle more.
Yeah.
And go back and start from zero.
Start from somewhere.
And that's what I did.
Tell me about, like, from, everything I've seen and some of the things you said, you've known you wanted to be this for a very long time.
Since day one.
Since day one.
Yeah.
What was that support like in your family, with your mom and like, what was that support?
1,000%.
Yeah.
I was studying in a really expensive university for my career. I was studying 2 careers. One was more like publicity, and the other one was international business, because I wanted to. My plan was like to run a label, and then run my career.
Oh, we got Jose the exec.
That was my dream. Like, I want to learn how to run a record label, and then I want to be like, okay, I know how this works. So I'm not use it for my career.
Yeah.
But the love for the music was, way more powerful than being in class.
Sure. You couldn't stay out the studio.
So I remember being in class and just like writing lyrics, and the teacher was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm writing a song." Like, so one day, one of my friends, he asked me like, "What are you doing here? Like, you love this. Like, do you picture your best artist being here in this room?" I'm like, "No." So what are you doing here? You're right. So I left. I called my mom, and I called her. Listen, Mom, I want to be an artist. And I thought she was gonna say no. Oh, but before that, I called my dad. So I was
What
like,
did he
Dad,
say?
Dad, what do you think about this? He was like, you gotta talk to your mom, whatever she said. I'm like, okay. So who runs the thing.
Were you?
My mom is the one who runs.
Your mom was.
In every house, women are the one who got control.
Yeah, run the house.
It's true.
Run the family.
So I called my mom, and she said, like, whatever you want to do, you just gotta be the best and enjoy that. And think that you're the best. Don't tell the people, because that's gonna sound, cocky, but feel it. Just don't say it, just like feel it. If my mom was telling me like I couldn't make it, I probably wouldn't be here.
You probably wouldn't be thinking
exactly,
as big as
but
you
my
think
mom
now.
made me believe that I can make it.
Had she heard you
Before
perform
No.
anything, record anything?
No, nothing.
So she was going off of faith and believing in you.
Nothing. And I used to be in the classroom, like giving autograph to my friends. I was like, believe me, I'm gonna be
It's gonna be worth
I'm
something.
gonna be famous one day. And they're like, I hope someone still got it.
Yeah, I bet they wish they still have it.
And I was just like, yo. And I didn't even have my artistic name. It wasn't J Balvin. I just put my name, Jose. Jose, good for you. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm gonna be famous one day, man. I wanna make it with music. Like, I wish I can find someone that wasn't
Someone has to.
When I'm back in the social media, I'm gonna make the question, like, there's anybody from my university that has my autograph?
Like, let me see this thing.
It'll be amazing.
Tell me, so you said before, you had your artist name of J Balvin. What were some of these names that you were thinking about?
Oh, they gave me the most whack names in the world. Like, there's like Scotch Bonnet. I was like, what's that? Like, I heard that it's like Scotch bonnet. It's like a sauce, like a spicy sauce. I'm like, that doesn't sound like me, man. So, we were looking for a lot of names until I was like, with one of my friends, he's an artist also. He's like, well, you're Jose, that's J, and your last name, your mom's last name it's Balvin, and your dad's name is Jose. So you got your dad and your mom in your artist name. I'm like, J Balvin. That sounds cool.
Sounds cool.
I mean, I was like, that's the best, the best one. I have Scotch Bonnet or J Balvin.
Or J Balvin.
So I decided, J Balvin, and here we are.
Here you are. When I say to you, the boy from Medellín, when you hear that, what does that mean to you?
It's beautiful, because coming from Colombia, when we used to have this bad past, with all these things that everybody knows, I just wanted to just change people's perspective and the kids in the hoods to just like, oh, I can be like him. I can do this also. If he did it, he made it, I can do it also.
Yeah.
So I think it's really beautiful that people really, understand and see the view that I had to be an artist, and also coming from Colombia, because reggaeton comes from Puerto Rico. There's Puerto Rico, Panama start doing, some other sound, ragamuffin, raga, but it is from Puerto Rico, reggaeton. So I was the only outsider, so it's really tough to be from another country and try to jump in this industry.
This vibe, the energy.
And being accepted for their industry, But I believe in me, I saw a big opportunity instead of saying like it was difficult. I was like, well, there's no Colombian.
It's like
I gotta
I
be
got a
that one.
spot. Yeah, I got to be
Yes,
that one.
exactly. I gotta be that one. So I was like, okay, we have Shakira, which is pop. We got Juanes, which is pop, rock pop, and I'm like, we don't have an urban artist that is, known globally from being from Colombia. So we're like, that's my spot. So I saw the opportunity instead of the difficulties of the situations,
Yeah.
and so it's beautiful that the city, that raised me and that makes who I am, got love for me. It's of course it's a big pressure, and you always gonna
Just
have
because you
people
feel
that,
like you represent,
yeah, but you're always gonna have people that love you, and always gonna have people that hate you,
yeah.
for no reason.
How do
But
you deal with that, right? Because I feel like a part of that is a little bit of pressure, a little
yeah,
bit of perception. So how do you know deal with some of those different things and still remain
you know,
yourself?
you start learning about it, because like it is, it's easy when you just receive good comments, but they start being just like, you get used to it.
Yeah.
But once you see the negative things, you're like, okay, like, and more when they're gonna hate you for no reason, because they don't really know the person, So you can attack the artist as many times you want, but I know who I am as a person, and that's never gonna change my perspective of who I am. So I'm cool that if they hate J Balvin sometimes, because I'm happy that they don't know Jose, because Jose is untouchable. You can attack the character and the person and the artist, but you don't know me as a person. So I know who am I, who I am as a person. So I'm not perfect, but I know that I try to do the best I can
Yeah.
to be a good person. So I just start put things in balance and be like, okay, I'm not saying that it's easy, but it becomes easier now that I gotta care about who am I as a person.
Yeah. Separate from
Yes,
the big
exactly.
artist and the brand.
And the problem is like, so many times, and it still happens to me so many times, like we think that our profession, it's like our life, right? But we gotta understand that the profession and the work is just one thing of different things of our life. We got work, we got family, we got spiritual side, we have friends, we have health, so I'm starting to learn about that. I'll be like, okay, this is just one thing of my life.
Yeah. It's not all of
It's
you.
not everything, but it's easy to say. When it comes to apply it,
It takes practice.
yeah, of course, a lot of practice.
Was a little bit a part of this having to do with why you decided to step back from social and like the artists and like
I think it was the right timing. It was the right timing. I think it was perfect when I left the social media. I think I needed it. I think it was perfect that my son it's still growing up. Of course, he's gonna be 2 years old. I think with the perfect timing to clean on, myself and to understand that this social media world, it's doesn't mean that it's the reality. It is like another, like another dimension, but it doesn't mean that it's this one. Like you might receive like, oh, hate comments, man. When you go in the streets, you just feel love, which
it's
means
different.
it is different, which means, that that's the perspective in that world. But real life, there's love out there, like 99% of love. The problem is that if we start believing in that the social media world is the reality. And that's when our life start getting such a mess. And I went through that. So that's why when I'm gonna take a break of this, I gotta understand how this works. And that's what I'll be back real soon, because now I'm more than ready for it. But I also needed it. It wasn't just that reason why I left.
Because you were on it a lot, and it was starting to.
Every
Was it
day.
impacting your music? Was it impacting your mental health? Like, how was it showing up for you?
I was just like posting every day and just like for no reason. Like it's like you're still asking for kind of like validation, or just like to know that you had or that you're there. And now I understood that all that I have done through all these years, it's not gonna be erased if I live for a month or years. I know what I've done for the Latin culture around the world. So I think that doesn't define me if I'm not there, if I'm hot or not. No one is gonna erase the history of what we have done.
What you've done.
And we still have a lot of things to do. A lot. I feel like I'm a new artist now. Like I'm an up-and-coming artist.
Really?
Yeah.
Where does that mindset come from, right? Because, when you think, like, sometimes you've been at it for a while. Like, why do you keep going? Like, why do you feel like a new artist?
It's a good question, man. My nature is really competitive. I just can't lie.
Yeah,
But I also one of my dreams, even if it sounds kind of like tacky or I don't know what, I want my son to be in high school and be like, that's my dad right now, it's still hot. Like I think it's a cool reason, and then we'll see what's up. But I really still feel that I have a lot of things to give the people, as long as they connect with you, because this is about connection. If they connect with what you're doing, with your music, well, you can be 60 years old and they still vibe with you. You're still gonna be there.
Vibing out in stadiums.
Yeah, exactly. When I'm 80, trying to walk, but yeah. So I think I did the right move to just stay away a little bit about social media.
Yeah.
And now I'm energized and ready for what's next.
Feeling refreshed.
Yeah.
Tell me about those early days as an artist and getting into music. Like, what were some of the artists that you grew up listening to that inspire you?
In hip hop, I was listening a lot. It depends. Like, I started listening to I was such a baby, like Run DMC and Chris Cross, Vanilla Ice, and then I started listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony, and then Tupac, and then Biggie, and then Nas, JC.
Yeah.
Eminem, 50 Cent with Get Rich or Die Trying, it just blew my mind.
Yeah, 20 years.
Yes. It's been 20 years now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I thought it was like 5 years ago. Yeah. But also it was like Nirvana, Metallica, Offspring, Dayside, which is like heavy metal. What else?
When you were listening to this, how did that influence sort of the music you wanted to make?
I didn't know that I wanted to do reggaeton and Spanish hip hop, Spanish rap, but I knew that it gives me, and it was giving me such a good vibe that I was like, I didn't know if I was gonna be an artist. I knew it was gonna be something with the people. I didn't know where it was gonna be until you start rapping in high school and doing freestyle contests, and I started winning all these freestyle battles, and then I'm like, I got the skill for this.
I might have a little something.
Yeah, I got this. And then I started recording. I remember it used to be in the hoods in Colombia. It was super cheap at that time. Cheap looking at what's up right now, but it was expensive. It was crazy at that time. So it was beautiful to see all this process because we really started in the hood. And I was living this life that I was too poor for the rich people and too rich for the poor. It was just living this world was but I fit in both because I have the personality to feel what's up? This is me, whatever I have, doesn't make me if I have or I don't have, and that's one thing that my mom taught me, one day you're gonna meet presidents, you're gonna meet these people and that, and don't forget that they're just like you.
Just an everyday person. You gotta put their pants on the same way.
And you have to feel confident that they just like you. Yes, you gotta respect what they have done and everything, but it doesn't mean that they go to their houses and they cry and they got problems and they, got my health problems and you don't know.
Yeah.
So just treat them as same as you. And that has opened a lot of doors for me because when I get into a place and I don't know, I met I remember when I met Obama, I love, I'm talking about the political part. I love the person, the way he expresses himself, the way he talks, and I'm like, I love what you do, man. And I'm like, yo, what's up? it's who I am. I don't want to change who I am just because I want to fit in somewhere
Yeah.
or get the respect from someone.
You want to be who you are and be able to meet
That's
them where
what
they
has
are as
opened the
well.
doors for me. So I want to be who am I. I know I can be better because I have like 2 million mistakes, if it's not more, and I commit them every day. But still here trying to learn how to be better.
Always, always. Tell me when you came to the States, how did that impact the music you were making?
Oh,
What started to shift?
it blew my mind.
Yeah.
It blew my mind because I remember I was studying. They sent me as an exchange student to Oklahoma, and they sent me to a town called Atoka. I don't think people know about Atoka here. Have you heard about Atoka? Yes.
They're like, huh?
Where I was living in Atoka, small town. I don't know. I think like 2,000 people lived there.
Oh my goodness.
I swear. And I remember that, that was my first contact with the United States. I went as an exchange student.
That was your first year? Was there?
I went there. So I thought I was going, to New York.
You like big city lights.
Yeah, so when I get there, I'm gonna just see like forests and trees. I'm like, okay, that's cool. This seems like Colombia in this part. Then I started looking like cowboys. I'm like, what year are we now? And then I started watching, the native Indians, Americans. I was like, oh, like this, what part of this country is this? It was like, I feel like I was in the Wild Wild West. Really, I was like, what is this? I was like, is it gonna be like towers and big buildings and cars and people walking around?
You're met with a different reality.
Man, it was a different, boring reality, man.
A different, boring reality.
Boring, man. Boring. So, I was living in the middle of the forest with a lot of like wolves around and bears and foxes and not even in Colombia have seen that.
Yeah.
I was just like, what is this? And then they took me to high school and they were playing basketball on a donkey basketball game. They were playing, and I never seen that in my life. You riding a donkey, playing basketball. Like, where is, what?
I don't think I've ever seen that in my life.
I told you. And that was real weird to me. But the crazy thing about that is like, I thought because, I thought that I was like looking like them because I was there and of course my accent was different. I didn't even speak one word of English. So I was maybe like mumbling and doing, looks like sangangs because I was like, but I never felt what it was feel being, like rejected because like where you from?
Yeah.
That really, like, I never felt that in my country because we all the same. And basically, we all the same in the world. But it was like, oh, this guy is weird. This is not from, it's not. So it was just like, I found two friends. It was a Black American friend and the Indian and the Latino. We were us three, learning. I was learning how to like live in that environment because I was like, I never felt that racism. I never felt that because we all the same. And
That was
I never
your
had that
first experience
mindset.
with racism.
Yes, it was crazy to me. Like, oh, really? This is how it works?
Yeah.
So like I remember one day when it started snowing, I never saw the snow in my life, so I just went out and just like slept and I just got in the floor and I thought someone was gonna help me and they were just like, sorry.
It's just walked around.
Yeah, I walk around, I'm like, oh, this is serious. This is serious. And so that was my first experience. So then, I got kidnapped by this lady.
You got kidnapped?
Yeah, she took my passport, the one who was the woman that I was living with. So I wanted to leave. One day I wanted to escape with my friends, and I was looking for my passport, and there's no passport. So I asked her, "Where's my passport?" And she's like, "Why?" I'm like, "I just want to have it."
Yeah.
Like
It's mine.
You're not gonna get it. I'm like, damn, what I'm gonna do now? And they stopped like my dad used to call me like every like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I remember that to call to somewhere, you gotta buy like a card.
Yeah, like a calling card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the calling card.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with the code, how crazy it is now. So they blocked my calls from my family. So they stopped knowing about me. Like they didn't know about me for like 4 months.
You weren't able to get in touch with your family for
No, they
4
didn't.
months.
Yeah. So I was going crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, what am I gonna do? Until I found the passport one day and I escaped.
And you just got out.
And I went to Oklahoma City, and there was a friend of mine over there, Diego, and he helped me. He helped me a lot. I was with him, and then I have to decide if I want to come back to Colombia or go to New York.
Mm.
And I was like, I don't want to be in this country, man. This is crazy.
Because of that experience.
That was my first experience.
Yeah.
But then my mom was like, just try to go to New York, man. And, you know.
And did you know anyone in New York?
My family was there.
Yeah,
My aunt was there, a lot of cousins. Like, you're already there. Just like fly there.
Yeah.
And I did. And I remember when I got to like Times Square, I was like, this is what I dreamed.
He's like, these are the buildings.
This is what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
And when I got there and I started watching all the billboards, you know, P. Diddy at the time with, you know, Sean John,
Yeah.
and started like Rockaware with
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z on the
Yeah.
billboards. I was like, oh, this is what I wanted, you know? And I understood like, okay, besides the artist, you can do business and you can create products. I'm like,
So it started to tap into that other side
what?
that you were
It
interested
just like blew my mind.
in. Yeah.
So that's the reason why I live in New York also, between Colombia and New York, is because that New York was the place that opened my eyes to see that you can do it.
You could do it.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's, you know, also it's that's the birth of hip hop, right? It happened in New York, right? And that's what you fell in love with hip hop, this culture. You know, 50 years celebrating it this year.
Yeah, it's really such a new genre, bro.
It's very new. It's still very young.
Super new. Super new.
What does it mean to you when you think about hip hop? Like, what does that mean?
It's everything to me, because that's the reason why I started doing reggaeton. Because it was just like, when I had reggaeton for the first time, I'm like, oh, this is like our hip hop. You know, and you know, started like listening to Daddy Yankee, and now we're like, ooh, okay, this is the man. I'm gonna follow this guy. And of course, you know, he just retired, but he's the boss. You know, he's the godfather in this music business and reggaeton. But definitely hip hop is the reason why I started doing music. When I really wanted to be an artist, you know, it was hip hop. So, and I'm grateful that I have met all my favorite rappers and just, you know, get to know them and learn from them. And it's because of music. So I'm super grateful about that.
How dope is it that you're having some of these relationships, whether it's, you know, with Khaled or
It's
Pharrell or Jay-Z?
Yeah, but yeah, of course, like Pharrell, you know, he mentored me a lot. He has mentored me a lot, you know. I always love fashion and culture, you know, so he taught me a lot, of course. When I had this conversation with JC, I just want to, you know, like take notes and everything. Also with my manager, J Brown, I'm always like, you know, like checking everything.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, you know, big, you know, mentors that I have that are people that I dream to know. And basically that's the reason why I wanted to learn English, because I wanted to talk to them. You know, I wanted to talk to them. I was like, what I'm gonna do the first time I see one of my idols and I can have a conversation with them. I'm gonna feel so sad about it that I need to learn English no matter what.
Yeah.
And I learned English in the streets. Just like, I didn't have like the English.
Didn't have a formal like.
The English in the high school was terrible. The worst.
Really?
You gotta check that in high school, man. That was bad. Was bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I had to learn because I really wanted to get to know, and I also wanted to learn what was they saying on the lyrics. So it's crazy how powerful music is, that because of hip hop, I wanted to learn English because I wanted to know what they were saying in the lyrics. Now I'm like, oh, they were saying that thing? Damn. You know?
I didn't know that's what.
I didn't know they were talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, hip hop has, you know, inspired me a lot. That's the reason basically why I started doing music.
Yeah. Tell me about reggaeton. So for some of our audience that might not specifically know the origins of the genre and like what distinctly makes reggaeton reggaeton, how would you explain that?
I mean, the drum pattern, that's what people recognize reggaeton for, tum, 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 you see?
Yeah.
But, like everything started from Africa. As humanity started from Africa. That's reality, that's fact. So it start from Africa, then it jumps to like, let's say like jumps to Jamaica, and then Jamaica, the dancehall. Then in Panama, they started doing like the Spanish version of dancehall, and they start calling it raga. And then the artists from Puerto Rico started doing their own version with their own lyrics and some melodies that were already famous. And but reggaeton, the name by itself, it was Daddy Yankee, the one who called the genre reggaeton, which is crazy because like you've been the pioneer of this and put the name on the genre is just amazing. So reggaeton it is straight out from Puerto Rico, but it doesn't mean that you cannot do it from everybody from every place in the world. It's like soccer was created in London, in UK. But you got the best players from Brazil, from Argentina, the
All
World
over the
Cup,
world.
Latino again, Argentina. So it's same, it's a sport.
Yeah.
And if you're making scores and you're playing good, you're in the game.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, reggaeton, it's you cannot deny it. It's straight out from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
That's where they made it.
That's what it's made.
Yeah.
How did it, now where did the Latin trap start to come in for you and start to really start
the
to...
Latin trap is amazing.
Yeah.
I love it, and more because I was like, okay, now it's even more of what we wanted, what we were listening to before, right? I think the Latin trap, started with, Arcángel, which is a great artist, De La Ghetto. I don't even know who really started. I think those were the first one I listened to. But then, Bad Bunny came in the game, and it was like straight up trap, and that's basically how I really started loving even more trap, because the way he was delivering the lyrics and everything, I was like, oh, this is crazy.
I hadn't heard this before.
Yes, and then Anuel and a lot of Ozuna, a lot of artists, they're doing great trap at that time, and I'm like, I'm great at this. Let's do this also. I'm gonna do this. And I start, having a lot of like really massive hits in trap music also. And that helps me, to just keep being more, versatile, like I can do different types of sounds. And the Latin trap is always gonna be powerful. It's gonna be even more powerful with the new generation that are,
It's only gonna grow.
Yes, and now, the mix and Afrobeat also. I love Afrobeat, so like, I'm always trying to look for different sounds. So like when it comes like to Burna Boy, like we work together, Whiskey, like I want to work with Rema. Like there's a lot of. I'm always open to do what I love to do. Like I'm never gonna jump in a genre because it's a hype or because it's hot.
It's gotta...
I really gotta love it, and I love everything that is, that sounds, that African sound, that drum patterns. It's just like, that's what I love.
That's what you love.
Yeah.
When Latin trap was having that influence on you initially, and you had some of the artists that you were sharing some about, Bad Bunny, and artists you would end up doing a collaboration album with. What was that process like for you? Like, was that like something that just was super energizing to you?
It was really energizing, and I remember that I was the first person who took Spanish trap in the TV Big Music Awards, Latinos. I didn't know until someone told me, like, oh, you got a point. And I think I had the opportunity to bring it on a more like a mainstream Latin level, and definitely it was a great moment, that I add something to the trap music in Spanish, because that helps more kids to make more music and see that, okay, if they don't vibe with reggaeton, they can do trap.
They can do trap. You give them
Exactly.
different
Or you
options.
have both, you're better, even better.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you think about your influences in these different pockets, and even the influence you've had on culture and genre and upcoming artists, what do you think when you think about that? How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel great because I did it with love. I didn't do it for the business. You know, I just saw a lot of artists. I'm not gonna say their names, but I like saw a lot of artists that I saw like they're so dope that I think I gotta, if I can help them to make it faster, the process, I'm gonna jump in their songs. And I did, and now they're all having a great moment and they're having fun and they're in the place where they have to be. It's not that it was because of me. I just maybe make it a little bit easier in one part, but they were meant to be that. You know, they want to be who they are now because they have this talent that it was impossible to hide it. You know, it was there. And if someone didn't want to help them, you know, someone else was going to do it. So I was like, I want to help
You want
this.
to help them.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's a part of your responsibility as an
Absolutely,
artist?
absolutely. Because I always wanted someone to help me. I gotta be real. I always wanted to help me. I wasn't a big artist to be like, let's do this. It never happened. So I'm like, well, I want to do that for the kids. You know, I want to do that for the new generations or for whoever that it's, you know, talented and want to do something. If I can help you, I'm gonna do it because you're dope and you're a great artist. And but now I do care more besides the talent. I do care way more about the human. You know, so if I vibe with you, of course I know you're talented, but if you really like, I feel that you're a good person, which I'm no one to judge who it is or not. But if I vibe with it, that's it. Like I don't do music because labels tell me like, oh, you gotta do
you should
music
partner
with
with
this.
this person.
No, no, it has to be natural and it's organic. You know, I just made an album that's coming up next year with Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
And it just happened. I met him in the gym.
You met Ed Sheeran in the gym.
It was funny because I was on a treadmill. He was on a treadmill. I was on a bicycle, on a spinning, you know, so he was there. And I was like, no way. So I started looking for his tattoos on
He's like, let me see this
on
is him.
Google. You know, like left tattoo Ed Sheeran. Like, oh, that's a dragon. Oh, that's a dragon. That's Ed Sheeran. And the funny thing is that he was there also looking for my tattoos. He was looking for my tattoos. So he just like passed and we saw each other like, Balvin, Ed? I'm like, yes, yeah. And they're like, yeah, bro. I was like, listen, I was Googling you, bro. I was going to do it. Like, I was
That's
doing
hilarious.
the same. So they were, you know, like, and they were like, yo, let's have some coffee. And then we have coffee and they start talking about life, not even about music. And that ended up with an album of like 18 songs.
Y'all got 18 songs.
Yeah, that's gonna be next year, you know.
What's the vibe?
Oh no, the vibe is crazy because there's a big producer, the big DJ right now called Fred again. He produced basically the whole album.
Fred is he's blowing up.
So it's cool that we got one of the hottest new DJs and producers in the world, and I didn't know that was coming.
Yeah. It just kind of
Ed
came
Sheeran,
from being in the gym.
Ed brought the guy, and I'm like, oh, he's dope. And now like doing the headlining Coachella, I'm like, okay, we're blessed.
Right.
So yeah, we have this album coming up, and what I'm saying is like, it's organic. You know, I vibe with him, he vibe with me. We have like a lot of things in common, and that's how we do music nowadays. That's the way I do.
Yeah.
You know, it's better.
It feels like in modern times, it feels like, you know, more of the way of things is like, you know, sending tracks digitally and just, you know, whoever hop on things. But it sounds like for you, you're like, I really gotta like, feel like I vibe and know this person.
Yeah, I mean, if it's possible, you know, I mean, like, if it's a song with Rihanna and I haven't met her, I'm gonna jump in the song no matter what. You know?
He said, I'm trying to do a track with Riri.
You know, yeah, that's Rihanna. I love Rihanna. Even though my manager is her manager. Yeah, her manager. I never crossed that line. Like, yo.
So when we get the Rihanna track?
Nah, you know, it's just because it has to come natural and organic. You
but
know? So
Rihanna is an artist that's on your list that you want to work with.
I think I have basically made like a lot of my dream collaborations, basically like 90%. And I still got that 10% that I just gotta hustle more and do more music. And if they reach me or not, I wanna reach them or whatever. But it has to be all about the good vibes and good music.
Totally. Talk to me about, I hear, you love taking pictures with fans. You never say no.
Never.
Why is that?
Because one day I was in Miami, I wanted to take a picture with an artist. I approached to him, he said no. And I feel this emptiness here. Have you felt that? I mean, it doesn't have to be with an artist, but with someone that just rejects you, you feel like this emptiness here.
Oh yeah, you like, is it me? Well, like, why can't I get
And since that day, I was like, I would never do that to a fan. And since then, I never say no.
Never.
I mean, since then, no, I never have said no to someone for a picture.
And
Even if I'm in a bad moment, sad moment, the sunglasses help you a lot. That's why, I don't do any drug, but like I use sunglasses for that reason so many times. And maybe, your eyes can't lie. So
Yeah.
you might be having like,
One
you
of
have
those
the picture
days.
like this and you're like, but you really take that and you're like, but it's all love, and I understand this, it's not their problem, if you go into a bad moment, they don't know it. And maybe that's the last time that they see
Maybe
you.
last time they see you, and that's the impression that they have
Exactly.
of you.
So I do it with love, man. I'm not saying that sometimes it's tough because you go into situations as any other human being, but I do it. Yeah.
Didn't you have you had a very complicated situation with COVID? And did that come from like trying to take pictures with fans and stuff like that?
No.
No, it was separate from that.
No,
Okay.
I love to take pictures.
You
with
take a
everyone.
picture, yeah, okay.
Yeah, with
But you had the
everyone.
COVID situation.
Actually, always killed me. Yeah.
What was going down?
It was hard, man. I didn't know, but that taught me a lot, because you just get used to things. You think that you're always gonna be healthy because you have breakfast and you think breakfast is normal because we have breakfast every day, but it's not normal, right? And where I thought I was healthy all the time until I got that thing. That almost killed me.
Because you didn't think it was like, I didn't think like,
I thought it wasn't gonna be that hard.
I thought, it'd be fine, but I didn't think it was gonna be like
No, it hit me
as
really
intense
hard.
as they were.
It hit me really hard, really hard. We sometimes think that we're not gonna die. So I just try to live my life to the fullest. Fullest.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than ever.
How does that impact you day to day, right? If you're like, I wanna.
I don't know, like
this
the
promise.
problem is for the people that are surrounding me because I wanna keep going.
You wanna go.
I wanna keep going, my friends are always like, man, you're not tired? And I'm like, yes, I'm tired, but gotta live life. Like I never drink in my whole life. Like I'm 38 now, but through my whole life I never drink. And like now I got like 1 day a week. And 1 day a week that I, got my shots.
You got just a
lot of
shot.
shots.
You just go straight for the shot.
And it's been beautiful to have this balance because not everything is work, not everything is party, like you have to find that balance. And it makes my life so cool, man.
Yeah.
I have a lot of fun.
It's like you have fun. I mean, it's balance, it's taking care of yourself, right?
Yes, of course.
It's that
meditation also.
Yeah, tell me about that, because you felt like meditation
meditation
has saved your life.
has saved my life because, I don't do no drugs. And when I was checking, like, all the story of these artists that have committed suicide and stuff like this, it's like they weren't guided on the right way. They were, like, with a lot of yes men around. They were just like, we just wanted to get something from them. And when I watched that, I was like, I don't want to end up like them. And I'm not judging them. I just want to be precautious of not going through that path. So that's why I stopped.
Aware. You're just acknowledging kind of what
that's
happened.
why I started. Like that's why I decided not to drink on my way of being an artist. I drank when I was a kid, of course. Like 18, 20, but it wasn't like really drinking, And then I was like, I'm not gonna drink because I know this is gonna take me to this path. So I'm driving to go this way. I was like, okay, so what's gonna help me to, maintain my brain, my wave brains, to know how to navigate in this life in general. Because it's not just the music. I'm telling you, it's life in general,
It's bigger
we
than
all
just
hear, we were like, oh, we have this problem, and it's true. Like it's impossible. I don't see no human being in this planet that's never been through problems.
Yeah, we all got them.
I mean, show me one. Show me one that doesn't. So So I started meditating because I knew that I needed something to hold me and to, help me through that. Sometimes the problem is that when you start feeling so good,
You think you don't need the other stuff.
and that's what I'm going through right now. I'll get back to meditation tomorrow. Because that happened. That's happened to all of us. It's like when we're missing a girlfriend, we break up with our girlfriend, then you come back and you just
You want that old thing back.
yeah, but you're back and then you like start doing the old shit,
The old habits, yep.
the old habits. It's the same happen with life. Like you start missing this once you get it. Like, oh, I'm okay. I'm good now. So I gotta go back in meditation. It's been the first time I have a long time without meditating. It's been 20 days. I think it's a lot.
Without
Meditating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's the travel impact all of that, right? When you're traveling, you got different shows, you're recording, you got different projects. How does that impact your mental health, and how do you try to figure out, how do you get back in that rhythm?
Exercise has helped me a lot. Exercise, that's been key in my life. Like every day of my life, as long as I can make exercise,
Yeah.
I'll do it. Every day in the morning.
Every day.
Yes, every day.
What's your go-to?
I go to the gym and I hit every machine.
Yeah.
I'm with my trainer on FaceTime because,
Yeah.
travel around the world, he cannot fly right now. So I'm like, put my FaceTime there in any gym. And I'm like, and also I go to public gyms. That's like that's
just go to
something.
just a
That's
regular
something.
gym.
Yeah, that's something that started like 2 years ago. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be, in my own jail that I created. I gotta unlock that and just. It's gonna be hard to be in the gym, but also that show that there's love, and they're gonna get used to seeing me sometimes in New York. So, I'll be like, yo, what's up, Jay? And now we're family. Like every time I go to Jay, yo, what's up, Jose? You good? Call me Jay no more.
Don't call me Jay no more.
They're just like, it's the guy. Oh, he sings, by the way. By the way he sings. So, yeah, man, I decided to go to regular gyms like here that I'm in LA.
Yeah.
I go to the gym, man. And
I don't know if you want to be telling everybody that. Now we're going to be trying to come to the gym, try to, have Jay on social.
And I did that. I started that last year. Yeah, like almost like a year ago. I was in tour in South America. I was like, I don't care. I'm going to the gym. And there's love. Sometimes it get out of control, but I want to go and see people.
Yeah.
I want to live a normal life. Even though it's hard, I wanted to have that.
Yeah.
Yes,
I get it. You wanna have some normal aspects of your life.
I don't even have bodyguards, man.
Wow.
And people are like, you crazy, man. I'm like, but listen, I ain't got no problems with people in the streets. You make your own security.
Yeah.
And
you kind of shape
the
how you
energy
want people
that
to
you give
interact
to the
with you.
people, the little details you do in the streets when you're nice with people, they will protect you. That's the way I started in Medellín, Colombia. Like, no one has a bad vibe towards me when it comes to the streets, because if they ask around, they know I behave good. Not because I have to, it's because I want to.
Yeah.
So the same streets take care of me. My security is my people. So many times they're like, you're crazy. I'm like, am I? They put bodyguards when I'm in events, shows, of course, but like my regular life.
You're like, nah, I don't.
Oh, I can't have someone behind me all the time, man.
Yeah,
I want to have my private life. I want to talk with my people. I want to, share my things. I got nothing crazy to hide, but I just can't.
Can't do it like that. Yeah.
I can't. Hopefully, I never gonna get one.
Yeah.
I don't want to, man.
Speaking of your connection to the people, one of the things that I think as of recent that has really brought a lot of attention is what you have on your feet. So many of us love sneakers, love footwear,
Culture,
and it's a great cultural connector. Talk to me about these joints, right? Because you wore them to F1 Miami.
Yeah, this one are my third Jordans. This is the Jordan 3s. I started with the 1s, then I did the 2s, and now I'm the third one. I'm the first Latino who made this reality. I got to hustle a lot to do this, because I was like teaching them, like, listen, our culture is getting big. And and more big, and they didn't see it. Shout out to Reggie.
Shout out
Now
to
you
Reggie.
see it. But I understand because, you know, when this Latin music start blowing up, I understand when you live in the country, like US, you're used to listen to English music. And maybe because you are in this path, you don't really see what's really going out
what's
there,
happening
the
in
big
different
picture.
markets, yeah.
And the reach we have is just out of this world,
Yeah.
you know? And I explained them that, and I took them to my tours, and they were like, oh, this is real. I'm like, I told you it's real.
Yeah, so you see all the people, you know, my
Exactly,
people.
and then, you know, when we dropped the Jordan 1s, the first one, they were gone in less than a minute. I called them. I'm like, you see? Don't tell me you've seen it, but you didn't see it. You know, and then we do the 2s, and now these are the 3s. And the beautiful about this one is like, it's focused in my city, Medellín. And like the sunsets in my city are just mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing.
So
I was there a couple of years ago, and I can attest.
You know, so you know, this is the Balvin Sunsets 3s, you know, and I was just one day in my house, and just see this beautiful sunset, and I was like, you know, a sunset in Medellín remind me that there's always gonna be a new day with a new opportunity. And that's why I did this sneakers with that story. And when you see the package, you know, the box, you wanna see it, it's crazy. I never seen something like that. And it has the message from my city with love. So this is the sunset, the 3rd ones. Let's see what's next.
Let's see what's next.
Yeah, it's a lot to do.
You ever met MJ?
Of course.
What was that
That's
like?
my man.
That's your man?
Yes. That's my man.
What was that like, man?
It is crazy, you know. It's beautiful how humble he is. You know, you see that guy that is such a competitor guy and everything. Of course, when you see the, you know, the Last Dance and all this, you know, when you talk to him, it's just amazing. You know, the last time I saw him was at his birthday. He had 60, I think it was his 60th birthday. And it's really beautiful, man. And also, you know, in every place there's always a Latino. So his wife is Latina. So it's even cooler, you know, because like she understands even more.
Can connect to.
Of course. Yeah. Every time I need something, I'm like, I call Yvette, like, hey, Yvette, let the guy know, you know, that this is what's up. And it's beautiful. I think it's cool when you met your idols. And, you know, sometimes I heard this, that it's be careful when you meet your idols.
I was gonna say, sometimes it's a little tricky. You like, some people, you're like, maybe I don't know if I want to meet them.
Yes, I know, but this one wasn't the case. I'm really happy. I met him, the first time I met him in Paris, and I remember that, you know, my wife, she dared to tell to him that she was gonna beat him playing basketball.
Did y'all go find a court? Cause
he wanted to play.
Say, I was like, Mike probably wanted to play.
And I'm like, baby, please, like, you know who you're talking to? Yes, I know, it's Michael Jordan. I'm like, do you really know what you're talking about? Like, you're wasting your time. And I love the guy, like, go back to your house. Go, your model also, go model. You know, like, don't do me this. I'm like, baby, please don't tell him you want to play. He will play right now. And it's such a cool guy. And also, when we did the first deal, it was straight up with him, because I was like, yo,
direct conversation.
Me and him in Paris.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
Because he wants to know who
I've been hustling this thing for 3 years. What's up? Make the call now. Make the call. And I'm looking at his wife like, help me with that.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay. He sent the message like, done. Welcome to the family. Like, yes, bro, finally. And, you know, it's been a long relationship now, you know, learning from him. And, you know, still more to come.
Yeah, and it's a real family, you know. A part of that family is DJ Khaled. And
of course.
We saw how Khaled was trying to get these,
Jesus
you know,
Christ.
get that sample.
He got my samples.
How did he, because you're not on social, so how did he get your attention? How did you find out about what was happening? Because he had several stories where he was
No, he went crazy. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but Khaled was going crazy on me. It was like, he saw the sneakers in Formula 1 in Miami. I showed them to him, and he's like, you got me? I said, I got you. I didn't tell him when.
When?
He don't, he don't know the date, we dropping. He thought it was the other day.
Yeah.
So he starts posting stories like, I can't believe, I always got you. You only asked me for a sneakers. I would send it to you right away. I'm thinking like, because I didn't know. My guys just start testing me like, yo, your boy going hard on you. I'm like, my boy,
Like, what you
what's
mean?
going on?
What's up?
What did I do now? It was the Khaled, and I'm like, and he's just like talking like, like everybody got me. What's going on with you, Jay? I'm like that. And I saw this like, oh shit, man, what I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
And I watched on my first samples. I'm like, no, man.
Not my first one.
Not my first sample, man. Why? But I was like, okay, I'm gonna call this guy. Hey, Khaled, where you at? Oh, I'm here golfing. God did. I'm like, okay, well, God did. I'm on the way.
I'm on the way.
I'm on the way, and just like get him the sneakers and thank God, because he will be already, still posting things about the sneakers.
You gave him off your feet?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, but he did a good promo also. Thank you, Khaled.
Thank you, Kat.
Free promo, man. You made it.
All right, so what you're saying is I need to do what Khaled did so I can get my size 11.
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about fatherhood. We talked about that a little bit early on. We just touched on it, but how has that changed you as a person?
It's totally new. I'm learning. But if I talk to my dad, he might tell me that he's still learning. Because I never stops. You never stop learning. So, like at the first time, I remember when I had the baby, they told me like, oh, your life is gonna change. Your heart is gonna melt. And when I saw him, I was like, I didn't feel anything.
Like,
No, I didn't feel anything. I was like, who told me that? Because I don't feel nothing. And I bet a lot of dads right there will be like, he's right. and I was like, where's this love that people saying? I'm more in shock and scared of feel this.
like what you're like, oh my goodness. Little Rio.
What I'm gonna do? And then, and you start to, with the time. So I talk with my therapist, I call him right away, like, listen, I didn't feel nothing.
This is different.
And then I call my friends, like, I didn't, and they're like, by the way, you're right. I didn't feel nothing. It just slowly but surely, the love started getting more and more and more, and then you want to be in love. And that's what's going on now. Now I'm really in love with my son. But at the beginning, I was just like, how does it work? Because you don't even move. It was like a Tamagotchi, put the Tamagotchi there, I'm like, now he start saying some words, and when he said, Papa, now I'm like, oh, okay, this is serious. And it gets better and better. He's about to get in the terrible twos, which I think he's been in the terrible 6 months until now. I think he's gonna be like me. I'm in the terrible 38. I'm in the terrible 38. And that thing is never gonna change, I think. And his mom, it's a tornado. I'm a twister. So there's no way he's gonna be normal. Impossible.
When you think about how your parents poured into you and supported you, what do you hope for Rio? What do you hope to teach him?
I right now, if I go back, I never, and I know my mom is gonna call me and my dad, but I never heard that say like, I want you to be happy. I grew up, I think it's more like in general in culture, like people want you to like, I want you to be a doctor. I want you to do this. I want you to be successful. But they never told me, I want you to be happy. And when you're happy, the world is better. You make the world better, You see someone that is smiling at you, he makes you feel better, And I think the world needs happy people.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of sadness out there. That's why all these crazy things are going on out there, because there's sad people.
Yeah.
So I want my son just to be happy. Of course he has to have rules, and that's my best friend.
Yeah.
But I think I gotta know how to work in the line of being the dad and the best friend.
Yeah.
But that's my best friend right there. He already had the braids on.
Yeah,
He's so cool. He got the Jordans
he already
on.
got his Jordans.
He's always
Yeah.
smiling. But that's my guy. That's my dream, to be his best friend. But I want him to be happy. The problem with this is like I want to know how to raise him first, that he doesn't have a weird accent when it comes to Spanish. I don't want him to go to Colombia and be like, "Hola, cómo están?" No,
No, that's not
no.
it.
I want you to have at least a Latino accent.
Yeah.
Don't be Colombian, whatever. His mom is Argentinian, so it's okay. But I want him to really, I
Yeah.
want him. If he doesn't want to, it's different. But, I want him to, really learn Spanish perfectly
Yeah.
with his real, whatever, but real accent. His English is gonna be perfect, of course, because he's born and raised. He's gonna be born and raised here,
Yeah.
pretty much. But I think the tough thing that I want to do is like how to teach him that the life he has is not normal.
Yeah, I mean, it's very different.
That
You're a global.
He's 2 years old. He's been in more countries than I've been in my whole life. When it was, like it's true.
Yeah.
How can I explain him that life is not normal? That where you live is this bubble that we create, but the world out there is different. So that's the way I'm happy, because his mom is so real, so down to earth, that we're working on that. We want to make sure that that he knows that life, you gotta work hard.
Right.
That out there's a lot of people suffering, and I think that's the biggest task that I have.
Is
to
to help him navigate, right?
Navigate that, and that he understand the way he lives is not normal. I wasn't raised the way he's gonna be raised. I flew on a plane when I was like 17. Right? He's been flying private since he was
Since he was born.
He's born. It's still not normal to me to be in a private plane. Still not normal to me. I want him to understand that it's not normal. That there's a lot of people in the world that haven't been in a plane, they've never been in a car.
Yeah.
In a car.
Yeah.
There's kids out there that never been in a bicycle. So that's why I wanted to teach him. And I'm gonna learn a lot about it, because I wanna take him to places that I might not be back for so long.
Yeah.
That I'm going with him, we're like, okay, this is the hood where I started. And this is how they live.
Yeah. Give him a perspective of a different world.
He don't have to suffer what I did. It's not his fault. It's not. And I'm not gonna make him go through the things that I had to, because it wasn't his fault. But I have to let him know that life is also tough.
Yeah.
And it's not as perfect as you think.
Yeah. It's different for
And when
all
it comes
of
to
us.
mental health also, because I'm really an advocate of mental health. So I'm one of the few that start talking about anxiety, depression, and because now it's a reality. If you check, like, at least now that I'm living in the United States, the real problem is not the guns, it's the mental health. Because if you go deep, it's a mental health problem.
Yeah.
But you have mental health problem, and also you have these guns allowed.
It's massive.
It's a huge problem.
Do you think you do more in the mental health space? Do you outside of your music and advocacy?
A lot. Anyway, you take a lot of bullets when you said that, because this Latino machismo thing going on, or even in general, more in this genre that is like it's from the streets and things like that. When you show weakness, they're like, oh man, you're not that tough, but I don't care about that, man. I come from Colombia. I grew up in Colombia. I don't have to prove nothing. I don't want to be from the streets. I grew up watching that. I saw that's not the good way. I know how they end up. What's the point? I respect them, but that's not the life I want.
That's not the life you want, yeah.
So, I was the first one who started talking about mental health in this game, and they didn't understand that. But listen, I have saved more life than they have, for sure.
For sure.
Because every time when I'm in a concert, I do meet and greets, there's a lot of people that come to me and be like, you know what? I wanted to commit suicide until I saw your interview. And it makes me feel that you're like me. And I'm like, yes. You know, because I also want to change that thing that superstars are different. I don't vibe with that, and I don't believe that. Now that I'm an artist,
Yeah.
I cannot call myself a superstar because that sounds super whack. I'm just saying that, you know, like, people have to stop idolizing artists and think that they're perfect and they have this perfect life. Because you gotta be, it might be that you have a way more beautiful life and more blessed life than the ones who are famous and rich.
Right, because you don't know what's happening in
You
someone
don't know.
else's life, right? You see what you see through
It's so easy to trick
social and
people, man.
videos
That's
and
what I'm
stuff.
saying. Just
Yeah.
post a picture smiling with a fake car in the back and you're successful. And then you just grab yourself and you're crying and you gotta give the car back. I'd rather to be in the hood, being real and just like being happy with my friends around. Of course, a lot of people want to be successful, and I understand that, but you know.
There's a lot more to life than just that.
Exactly. So in the mental health, I take a lot of bullets because, of course, you know, like machismo, you know, we're tough. He's talking about weakness and things like that, but I don't care. I've been through that, you know. I'm still medicated. And I'm grateful that I have medication for it,
Yeah.
you know, because I feel great.
You feel
You know,
great.
it doesn't mean that you never go through sadness. There's no pill for sadness. There's no pill for being dumb. But there's pills that can help you with chemical balance. And I do everything. I do meditation. I do sports. I do everything. But I understand. I gotta be humble to understand that when someone has like a heart disease, they gotta take medication. Mental health is also a problem in the brain. So why you gotta judge the people who suffer from mental health, but you don't judge someone that has a cold and they gotta take a pill to just feel better?
To feel better,
Or
right.
someone that had problem with blood pressure,
Yeah.
you gotta take a pill. Well, you gotta take a pill for your brain.
Yeah.
If it's your case, it doesn't mean that everybody that has mental health
It's
problem
not,
gotta go through the
right,
same.
right.
Yeah.
It's different case by case, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Tell me also what's coming up next. You know, I'm hearing some new music.
I'm ready to take over the world once again.
Is it? I just want to know if it's about the summer coming up.
Listen, I made a summer album. I didn't make a Christmas album. This is about how you want to make people feel in a good time.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to drop my fire now.
Yeah.
I want to make summer hot. You know, and so again, you know, it's a summer album. It's not a Christmas album. I need to drop this fire ASAP.
ASAP.
Yes.
What-
Yeah. It's been 8 months without dropping music. It's time.
Yeah. Do you have like artists when you think about like some of the projects you worked on? You like, I gotta revisit some of these relationships, right? You know, you've done with Beyonce and Cardi, like, you know, when you're going into that album mode, do you have like a short list of like?
No, I just start doing music and then we see like, oh, this might sound good with this person.
Yeah.
You know, but we just let it flow because if we just focus on one person, our creativity just been so close, right? It's like, you gotta do it. And you might be killing a great idea of just like create.
Yeah.
You know, so we create music and then you listen, oh, this sounds like this person.
Yeah.
You know, now with AI, that's just different now.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about it, right? Because everybody's mixed on AI, especially
AI,
with music.
Yeah. AI
How do
is
you feel
crazy,
about it?
man. I mean, I had a lot of respect for what they have done. You know, anyway, humans, we made that. You know, people forget that we made that. It's not that it was a computer that made it by itself. We made the computers also.
Yeah.
So I think we gotta get used to the changes. You know, we have to accept what the reality is. I cannot hate it because I'm gonna look like a grandpa, and I'm too young. You know, and it's like me hating TikTok or hating this and that. I love everything that it gets connected with people.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't mean that I have to do everything, but you know, I understand changes. This one is really weird to me in the fact that I think there's gonna be a lot of jobs that are gonna be over. You know, because like now you can tell, you know, create me this place in this space, or what about the architectures, you know, or I think it's kind of scary a little bit because there's a lot of jobs that are gonna be gone, or you're gonna find how to reinvent yourself and understand the changes.
Yeah.
The music thing is it's dope because like I would love to know how it sounds a song with Michael Jackson, for example, but his real energy is not there.
It's not there. Yeah.
So it's like a dead voice.
Computer generated. Yeah.
Yes, it's like a dead voice, like
No soul.
soulless. Exactly. But we are artists, we understand that, but people don't. If it sounds good, it sounds good.
Yeah.
Right? And I have heard some good songs in there.
Have you heard any songs with your voice on it?
I haven't, but I heard like a Kanye West singing like a corrido mexicano. I'm like, okay. So it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. It's really impressive. Once again, we made that, humans. Yeah. So, we got to take responsibility for what's going on and see what's next.
We'll see what's next.
Yeah.
You have any favorite producers you like to work with?
I have a lot, but I always love to, like find new producers, But like I work with Michael Brown, which is from Haiti. I love him. Tiny is a great Latin producer, but he's a global producer. Fred again, amazing. I always like to work with Diplo, Major Lazer, Pharrell, of course. Working with Pharrell is always such a pleasure.
What's it like when you're working with him?
It was super dope the first time. I was really scared at the beginning because
really,
because I get there, it was like go to the booth, and I'm like, yes, of course. The pressure is on.
Yeah.
But as my mom told me, just don't worry. He's just like you. Just do your thing. And I did it. And I have a funny story with Pharrell in the fact that we did a song that sounds like in our country it was like a funny song, like it wasn't cool, the melody, and we basically it was kind of like a sample, and he loved it, and we hated it, my whole team. So I'm like, how am I gonna tell one of the coolest guy in the planet that this is not cool?
Like it?
No, not even that is not cool. You can say I don't like it, but like to be with the coolest guy and be like, yo, this is not cool. So I remember we were in the studio here in LA, and I was like, guys, but who's gonna tell him that that's not cool? How we tell the coolest guy in the planet that this is not cool, man?
Yeah.
This situation is not cool. And then I gotta go and okay, I'm gonna breathe. Hey, P. Hey, J. Can we talk something? It's like, yeah. You know about this song? Oh, I love it. Like, it's not cool. It's not cool.
And
he looked at me like this, like, listen. I'm like, oh shit. I am, and I'll be forever a student. And I'm grateful for that. He told me that knowledge.
Yeah.
He kicked me, man. and it's beautiful, because like he could be, like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, he was like, thank you.
Thank you. You received it as a gift. He was like, thank you for this feedback.
And since then, I'm like, wow, man. I'll be forever a student. That's, preach.
Reshaped your whole mind.
Yes, absolutely. Then I came to me like, he told me he is, and he'll be forever a student. We're like, hey, we couldn't. We taught him. Yeah, so I love Pharrell, and I'm so proud of him and what he has done for culture.
Yeah. What ended up happening with that song? Did y'all change it or?
Oh no, I mean then we dropped Safari. It was a smash hit with Pharrell, and we have a new one coming next year.
Okay.
Yes, and he's singing.
Yeah, he's singing.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be a vibe.
He's rapping.
And he's rapping.
Yeah. It's been a while. No one has heard anything like that. So.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since we heard Skateboard P.
Exactly. Exactly. But we have it.
Tell me about dreams. I hear you have this book of dreams, and you write your ideas and your dreams in there.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I like, I think, it's about manifesting, right? So I like to write exactly what I want. So I'm gonna put it like on a easy example and like the most normal one, not deep, but like say like you want a car, right? So it's
Yeah.
like so many people say, I want a car. Okay, but what type of car you want? It's like whatever you put in the universe, it might help you, but you tell him what you want.
Be
It's like
specific.
you go to a restaurant, like give me whatever you want. They can give you, I don't know, something that you hate. Like me, like I hate pickles.
You don't like pickles?
I hate pickles in my life. Like pickles and caviar and all that fancy thing. I hate that thing. So it's just so I if I go to a restaurant and say like, give me whatever you want, they can bring me whatever they want.
Yeah.
So when it comes to manifestation, I think like you gotta know what you really want. So the example I was saying, like, okay, you want a car, okay, but what year?
Yeah.
You gotta make it easy to the universe.
Make it
Okay,
specific.
I don't know, 2023, okay, what color? Red outside. What interior? Black with red stitches.
Yep.
So in that way you already know what you want. And then you gotta work for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not that you're just gonna
You don't just
write
set
it
it out
like-
and then forget it.
in your house like this, waiting for the car to. No, you gotta work hard for it. But all this that I have written in my books they all become reality.
Yeah.
And this manifestation is beautiful. And you gotta be grateful before you even have it. I'm always like, I remember when I wanted to do stadiums, the first time, we dropped a stadium in Medellín because no like reggaeton artist has ever done
Has
a
ever done that.
reggaeton stadium by itself in Colombia. I'll say thank you. And I didn't even have the day when I was gonna do a stadium. I just say thank you.
Yeah.
And then thank you for real,
Right.
because it really happened.
It really happened.
So yeah, I think
Awesome.
you gotta be grateful before it happens. You say thank you. And the more thank you, the more thankful, the more grateful you are, the more blessings you get.
That's how it works.
It's super easy.
Yeah.
You think it's not, but it is easy.
Yeah.
And
I
be
mean, you
grateful
have to
about
be grateful.
everything.
You have to be grateful for it, right? The good times, the bad times, there's something to learn in all of it.
The bad times are not easy to be grateful for, but then you understand.
But you understand when times are
Yes.
up and the good times are up, you appreciate them a lot more.
Oh, of course.
A lot more.
Absolutely.
Jose, we're gonna take some questions from the audience if that's okay for
Of
for you.
course. Anything.
All right, so show of hands. Let's see who's got some questions for J Balvin. All right, I'm gonna go over here
Okay.
first. Have you
That means
introduced
the interview
yourself?
was interesting because it's too many people.
Too many people.
Good.
Hi, my name is Adriana.
Hola, Adriana.
Hola. So, after the 18 songs that you're gonna release with Ed Sheeran, do you think or are you gonna release a new song with Bad Bunny?
Oh, a new song with Bad Bunny? That's a good question. I don't know yet. Definitely, I don't think so for now that we're gonna have a new song, because I think he's super focused in his album right now. The new thing he's gonna drop, I think. I'm super focused in my album, but I don't think that it's impossible because we already made one album. No one has done that collaborated album in the history of urban music in Latin, in Spanish. We have a lot to learn from each other, my perspective. I think it'll be really dope to make a song, but I think it's gonna be the right time, the right mindset, where we can really like five on a great project, because that shouldn't be just one song. It should be something really, really massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
And then I got my final question here, over here, my friend in the pink.
Hi, I'm Jamie Lee. Firstly, thank you for putting the energy that you do into the world.
Thank you.
My question to you is, if you had an opportunity to start over, would you still choose music?
I would not.
Word.
So tough. It's really hard. That's why I've told you that, that I understand the kids and the suffer and their struggles is because it's real. And more because, when you're an artist, it's not that we are like more, it's not that we're sensitive, we're censoring. So, our feelings get harder than anybody else, So like, let's say like we doing a song and we wish the people are gonna love it. If they don't, that just goes straight up. The normal people in general have a filter. They were like, okay, what's happened, this, that. But like we censoring, the energy goes straight up inside our souls or our brain, whatever you wanna call. So when they ask me that, I don't even know how I made it. I know that I had the vision, but it's a really tough career because it plays with your feelings, with your emotions, with the ego, with the fame, with the power, And I think really, things like fame and power really change people. I have seen it and I've been through it, I just gotta deal with my own demons with my family and not let them go out. So I think I'll be doing something else. But this is the life that I decided. This is the life that I chose. But if I have to start over again, I would do something else. I gotta be real about that.
Yeah. It's a hard lifestyle.
Yes, it's a hard lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a blessing, but also have some curses on it. Yes.
Thank you so much for your question. Also,
Thank
love the
you.
sixes. Thank y'all so much for the questions and for vibing with myself and with Jose, J Balvin. Thank you
Jose,
so
yeah,
much.
that's me.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming on Bars and
Thank
Nuggets.
you, man.
taking the
Thank you,
time.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys for the questions. Sí, gracias, bro. Respeto. Vamos a estar en Ibiza. Thank you, my G. Respect, bro. Thank you.
I like it. The way.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.